The Smooth 5 is about 2 times more expensive than Smooth Q3. But is it worth it? Why is it more expensive? And which one should you get? This is exactly what we will find out in this video. Hey, what's up guys, Julian from SmartphoneFilmmakingPro.com here, the ultimate online course about smartphone filmmaking. And today we will compare the 2 newest smartphone gimbals from the company Zhiyun, the Zhiyun Smooth 5 versus the Zhiyun Smooth Q3. There are dedicated reviews on both of these on the channel, so in case you're interested in watching an individual video, you can click the annotation up there. But today we will compare them side by side, and I have divided this comparison into 10 different categories, and the winner of each category gets a point. So I would say let's hop right into the first category, and that is the price and the packaging content. You can get the Zhiyun Smooth Q3 for around about $100, and for that you get the gimbal itself, you get a table tripod, you get a carrying case, a little USB to USB Type-C cable, and on the other hand with the Smooth 5, that is around about $220 if you go for the combo package, and you basically get the exact same package, but the only difference is that with the Smooth 5 you get an external light, and with the Smooth Q3 that is always on the gimbal. So it's not a big difference, but of course the price difference is huge, with the Smooth 5 almost being twice as expensive, so the first point goes to the Smooth Q3. Second category is the overall build quality of these 2 gimbals, and since the Smooth 5 is twice as expensive, it also has to be twice as well made, right? And well, the truth is, it actually feels more premium when you hold it in your hands. It's not like a night and day difference, but especially if you hold both of them in your hands, you can feel that the Smooth Q3 is a little more plasticky, and overall, also when you have it in your hands, the weight of the Smooth 5 is way higher. I think this is like 600 grams and this is only like 380 or 400 or something like this. So it's not a big difference, but you can definitely feel that the Smooth 5 feels more premium. So the Smooth Q3, it definitely does the job. You can get amazing shots, but when it comes to the build quality, you can feel that this is on the cheaper end. So the second category with the build quality, this goes to the Zhiyun Smooth 5. The third category is the overall payload of these gimbals. I get a ton of questions from you guys asking me like, can I use my iPhone 13 Pro with this gimbal or with that gimbal? And on paper, the Zhiyun Smooth Q3 has a payload of 280 grams. So on paper, yes, you can use it with an iPhone 13 Pro Max, for example. On the other hand, the Zhiyun Smooth 5, it is a way bigger gimbal, it feels more sturdy, it also has stronger motors, but it's kind of difficult to find out how high the payload really is. On the Zhiyun page, there are no official numbers, but I've heard that it should be around about 380 grams. I have tested both gimbals extensively, and the limit for the Zhiyun Smooth Q3 is my iPhone 13 Pro and these small Sandmark ND/PL filters. This does work. You do need to, balance it a little weird. You have to slide it all the way to one side, and you can also feel that the gimbal overall and the motors are not happy with the setup, but it works. The entire holiday video that you have maybe seen on the channel, I have shot with this setup. But on the other hand, the Smooth 5 has absolutely no problem with this setup. I have also used it with this setup that you can see right here. That is the Honor Magic 3 Pro Plus. That is about the size of the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And I have also put on some add-on lenses and also some big ass filters from Moment, and it basically handled it like a champ. So in case you want to use your phone with some add-on lenses, and in case you have a bigger phone in general, I would more lean towards the Smooth 5. But if you just want to use your gimbal run and gun with just a lighter phone, and with lighter I would consider everything up until an iPhone 13 Pro, I think that's the limit that can handle it easily. But in case you have a phone that's about this size or even smaller and lighter, I think there is no problem using the Smooth Q3, but on paper the Smooth 5 is better, so this point goes to the Zhiyun Smooth 5. The fourth category that I have for you is the portability, because with these smartphone gimbals, one thing that is very important is the overall portability, because the more I take the gimbal with me, the more smooth shots I will get, and overall the more shots I will get in general. The Smooth Q3 has this cool option that on this side there is a little screw that you can just open up, and then you can bring this entire section down, and you can also, you know, unscrew the table tripod. So, you know, the Smooth Q3 can get pretty small, and also the carrying case is way smaller compared to the Smooth 5. The Smooth 5 overall is a bigger gimbal, and you can also not fold it down that much. You can also unscrew this little table tripod, but overall when it comes to the portability, the Smooth Q3 gets way smaller. So yeah, whatever is more important for you, but this category goes to the Smooth Q3. Next category is the overall battery life of these two gimbals, and generally speaking I have to say that both of them pretty much last for absolutely ever. On paper, the Smooth 5 has a theoretical battery life of up to 25 hours under ideal conditions, and the Smooth Q3 has a theoretical battery life of up to 17 hours. In real world scenarios you will get more like 7 hours on the Smooth Q3 and more like 10 hours on the Smooth 5, but still both of them, like I said, basically last forever, and I never ever had a battery issue with any of these two. But still, on paper, the Smooth 5, you know, it is also a bigger gimbal, so it's pretty clear that also the battery is bigger, so this point goes to the Smooth 5. And before we talk about the last 5 categories, I would like to take a second and talk about smartphone filmmaking, in case you're interested about filming with your smartphone, in case you want to make some better videos, in case you want to upgrade your smartphone video quality. You should click the first link below that like button. That will bring you to our totally free webinar. Inside of the webinar, I share the top 5 secrets to shooting professional cinematic videos with your smartphone. So in case you're interested in that, just click the link below. But now let's hop over to the next category, and that is a very important one, and that is the overall smoothness and stability of those two gimbals. And you know, it very much depends on what phone you're using, how good your skills are, but generally speaking you can get some very smooth shots with both of these. You have seen the footage throughout this video, and basically when you're looking at the final image, you're not able to see the difference between any of these two. When you're using heavier setups like I was talking before, you know, with some clip ND filters and so on, I feel like you can see that the Smooth 5 is just handling the weight better, and this also results in just, you know, smoother footage. But generally speaking, if you are just using your phone naked, so to say, I feel like both of them are very smooth. But when it gets heavier, I feel like the Smooth 5 just has the edge a little bit. So for me personally, I will give the point to the Smooth 5, but in case you're using a lighter phone without any add-ons, then I think they are pretty much on par. The next category is the focus wheel and the zoom rockers. On the Smooth Q3, on the left side you have a little zoom rocker that you can use when you are using the ZY Cami app, and then you can just use it to zoom in and zoom out. That's basically it. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of this because, you know, when you are zooming with a phone, you're always zooming digitally, so you will constantly lose quality the more you zoom in. And overall, that's just not what I would recommend. On the other hand, the Smooth 5 does not have the zoom rocker, but it has an entire focus wheel and also zoom wheel. You can basically program it to whatever you like. And to be honest, like a few months ago, I was not a big fan of a wheel like this. I never really was using it. But you know, with the Smooth 5, I gave it another shot, and I really found it helpful, and I really liked using it for certain focus pulls. I did never use it for zooming because of the said reasons, but for pulling focus, I think this is a very cool tool to have. It's super easy to use, and yeah, so definitely this point goes to the Smooth 5 because, you know, the zoom rocker does not really have any usage for me personally, but the focus wheel on the Smooth 5 is kind of dope. And the next category that I have for you is the overall balancing process. I have balancing videos on both of these gimbals on the channel, so in case you have any of it and you are struggling, they will definitely help you. The Smooth 5 is pretty easy to balance because at the back here you just have a little screw that you can open up, and then you basically just have to slide your phone to the right and also to the left until it stays in its position without falling over, and that's basically it, and that's everything that you have to do. With the Smooth Q3 you did not have such a screw. I mean, well, you do have a screw, but do not open this up. This is not meant for balancing purposes. Basically, you just have to slide your phone up and down and also to the right and to the left. until it stays in its position without falling over. I have to say that it is much easier on the Smooth 5, but I also think that most people that are using the Smooth Q3 just put their phone in and turn it on and let the motors do the work. But that's just my guess. So overall, when it comes to the easiness, I will give this point to the Smooth 5. The next category is about all the different modes that these two gimbals have to offer. And generally speaking, I have to say I'm a really big fan of the way how Zhiyun handles it to change between the different modes, because on DJI gimbals you basically always have to use their app. That really sucks. And with the Zhiyun gimbals you always have a little mode button that you can press, and on the Smooth 5 you can change between 6 different modes on the gimbal, and on the Smooth Q3 you can change between 4 different modes directly on the gimbal. The Smooth Q3 also has more modes, but you have to enter the ZY Cami app to get access to them. And with the Smooth 5 you basically get everything that you will ever need directly on the gimbal without having to use any specific app. So to be honest, there's not a whole lot more to say when it comes to switching between the modes. So yeah, the Smooth 5 has more options, so this point will go to the Smooth 5, but the Smooth Q3 also, has the most important functions directly on the gimbal. So it's still good, but this point again goes to the Smooth 5. The next category is a specific mode that both of these gimbals have, and that is the vertex or the spin shot mode. And on the Smooth 5 you can just access it by pressing the mode button 4 times, and on the Smooth Q3 you do have to access the ZY Cami app to enable this. But a really cool part about the Smooth 5, and that is, as far as I know, the only smartphone gimbal that can do that, and that is that this gimbal is capable of a full 360-degree spin. And that is just really cool, because if you're shooting like this for a longer time and more often, you can create some really cool, transitions and really cool effects. And overall, it just opens up a ton of possibilities for us creators. And the Smooth Q3 also has this function, but it is physically limited, so you cannot make a full 360-degree spin. I think it's around about 230 degrees or something like this, but you can still work with this and you can still create some cool transitions. But with the Smooth 5 you just have way more options, way more flexibility. So this category is very clear for me. This one goes to the Smooth 5. But there you have it, guys. These are all the 10 different categories that I thought are worth mentioning and that I thought are the most important ones. For you, maybe the app or something is more important, but for me personally, I'm not a big fan of these apps because they always bring down the overall quality. To summarize this video, I think that both of these gimbals are some really great options, but not every gimbal is for every person. The Smooth Q3, I think this is a perfect gimbal for anyone that is just starting out and that wants a run and gun gimbal that is easy to balance, that is easy to use, and that basically anyone can use, that you can fold down, that you can take always with you, where you're not planning to use any add-ons and so on. So in case this is you, I think this is absolutely perfect. But if you are more serious about smartphone filmmaking, if you also plan to upgrade your gear and your camera and some add-on lenses and filters and so on further down the road, I think that something like the Smooth 5 is the better option for you because it just has a higher payload, it is overall better build quality, so I'm pretty sure that it will last longer, but not that I had any problem with the Smooth Q3, but that's just my thought. But yeah, that's basically it. Now I think you only have to decide for yourself like which of these descriptions that I just gave fits you better, and then yeah, you can pick both of them. Both are definitely some great options. But that's basically it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. In case you guys have any further questions, make sure to reach out to us. And again, in case you want to learn how to film professionally with your smartphone, you should definitely check out smartphonefilmmakingpro.com. Like I said, we are the ultimate online course about smartphone filmmaking. But that's it, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.